Yes.
Can you look at, say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag? You're there. Let's do our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
Okay.
Okay? Go ahead, sir. You started off, Chief Finch.
Want me to start it off?
Yes, sir.
Pledge allegiance.
To the
To the
flag.
flag.
Of the United
United
States
States of America.
and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation,
one
under
nation,
God,
under God,
Indivisible.
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty
and justice for all. All right. Well, good evening. It's
Good evening.
Wednesday, May 20th at 6:36 p.m. And we are here starting the Police Commission meeting. So my question is, what do you want to do about public input? Do you have any public there, Chief Finch or Captain Pugner?
There is public here.
There is public?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So,
Chairman Rubino, can I just make a statement?
go right ahead.
I have to leave the meeting by 8 p.m. tonight, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, let's try to get this done. Okay. All right. So, Chief Finch, who do you have? at
Problem
the
with working
PD?
from home.
I know.
I have to put my kids to bed.
All right. Okay. So, Chief Finch or Captain Pugner, who do you have at the PD for public input?
No, it would be on here. Ask them if anybody in the waiting.
Well, we see, I see one by the name of John Croce and Officer Stretchmeyer. And there's a Paul. Who is Paul?
I don't see any of this, Chief. So,
And Bob Legnard. I see 4 names.
okay.
So, I guess,
Okay.
could we just open and ask if any of these people have any comments to make? And if we hear no verbal responses, then we move forward? Because there are
Correct.
3 members of the public here, plus 2 other members of the police department.
Okay.
This is
So,
John Kraus.
Go
I
ahead.
do not have public comment to make.
go ahead.
I do not have public comment to make.
No?
He
Okay.
does not have any public comment.
All right. Thank you. Does anybody else have any public comment to say?
I have something to say.
Go ahead, Robert.
I'd like to thank the police who have been participating in some of these parades. I know they're getting some criticism about it, but I think it's very upbeat and very positive. The kids that are stuck at home see these police participating in parades to help the celebrate their birthdays or whatever. Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you, Bob.
Mr. Legnard.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else have anything for public input? Okay. Let's move on. Let's do a review of past minutes. So the first one we have is Wednesday, February 19th. Everybody read that?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Are there
Yes.
any comments? Any changes, any comments on the minutes from Wednesday, February 19th, 2020?
I had none.
I have
I don't
none.
see it.
None.
What, Kevin?
None.
Okay,
None.
all right. Okay, do I have a motion to accept the minutes from February 19th, 2020?
So
Moved.
Second.
All right. Second by Dick. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, the second one is from Thursday, April 30th, 2020 at 7 p.m. And this was our Zoom meeting. I see one mistake on this agenda. It was we have Paul Valenti. It should be Peter Valenti.
correct.
Yeah.
Here it says present, so we need to change that from Paul Valenti to Peter Valenti.
Yep. And we can just update my ends.
Okay. Anybody have any other comments on this minutes from Thursday, April 30th?
No.
No? Okay, I need a motion to accept these minutes from April 30th, please.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All right, the next past minutes is from Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. And again, we have to change, correct Peter's name. We got Paul Valenti again, and it should be Peter. Are there any other comments on this meeting, on these minutes, besides changing Paul to Peter?
My
No?
only comment is, does it matter if some people were on Zoom and like if the captain is at the station, or doesn't matter for the purposes of this, right?
I don't think it matters, does it? No. No.
I had
Okay.
nothing else.
Okay, so I need a motion to accept the minutes from Tuesday, May 5th, 2020.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Guys,
All right, the last,
I'm sorry, Tony, can you just tell me who made the motion and who seconded it? My computer,
I think it was Kevin that made the motion to accept it.
I second it, Amy.
Yeah, Amy
Thank you.
seconded it. Yeah,
my connection just went.
okay, one more. The minutes from Wednesday, May 13th at 2020 on Zoom again. Any comments?
My name's
Correct.
spelled wrong.
What?
My name's spelled
Oh,
wrong.
your name is spelled wrong, yes.
They turned me into an Irishman.
About time, Dickie. About time.
Okay, so beside we correct Dick Colwitz's spelling of his last name, are there any other corrections on the minutes from May 13th?
None
Okay,
here.
so I need a motion to accept the minutes besides the correction of Richard Colwitz's last name.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so Chief Finch, you're on, Chief, for Controller's Report, sir.
Well, you have the controller's report in front of you. It does show expenses going back to March. I have the captain here. He is present. If you have any questions concerning it.
I don't have anything. Does anybody have any questions on the Controller's Report?
Nope, looked at it.
Amy, Peter, Dick?
I had no questions this month.
No? Okay, Dick or Peter?
I have none.
Nothing.
Okay, all right. All right, Chief Finch, overtime report, please.
You have the overtime report, and there's two. There's this year to date, from July 1st, 19 to 5/16/20. As a result of the coronavirus and the activity,
Yeah.
overtime expenses are clearly down. They're down in several areas, but specifically, they're down in every area. Specifically, you see a big decrease in grants,
Yeah.
short shift, uniform division, and even the detective bureau. So right now, they're down quite a bit.
Yeah.
And you only got, 5 weeks left in the year. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be doing quite well looking at the expenses.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Okay, anybody have any questions for Chief Finch on the overtime?
No.
Okay. All right. Before we go into old business real quick, we need to add one item to new business, and that's monthly reports.
Yes,
We
I
don't
know.
have it. We don't have it under new business.
I noticed that as well. I was going to ask you to do that.
Yeah. So can we make a motion to make the monthly report the first thing under new business?
So moved.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. All right. So old business, Chief Finch, tree removal from 10 Nashville Road.
Well, that's a carryover from back in February, as you know, January and February. I put it on there specifically because back in February, you asked that it be carried over.
Yep.
I did get a letter. I believe I put did I put the copy of the letter in your
Yeah,
pack?
yeah. Very nice cut
Lieutenant
letter.
Libertini, good work.
Came
Yeah.
from the homeowners.
It was good.
That
Better
issue
than
seems to be over now, satisfactorily taken care of.
Just so you guys know, Captain Pugner is off the call. I don't know if he needs to be on it at this point, but he dropped off the call.
Oh, I'm waiting for Dion to let me back in.
Oh, guys, I don't know why it's set up where I have to let you back in. I'm sorry. That's,
That's a new setting,
Wait.
and it wasn't like that before.
yeah.
Hi. See, I noticed you were gone, Steve.
How do you see all that? I don't see that. Oh, now I see it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any questions to ask to Chief Finch? I mean, this job well done. They're gone. The trees. Okay. All right. Let's go under new business, Chief Finch. Monthly reports.
Monthly reports, you see the April, specifically the April, it's just about all zeros,
Yeah.
except for larcenies and 2 stolen motor vehicles. So activity is down there also.
Yeah.
You see the arrest report shows 51, but that goes back to February 21st.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's not just 1 month, it's several.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I don't have anything remarkable other than all activities down, including motor vehicle stops and motor vehicle arrests.
Does anybody have any comments for Chief Finch regarding monthly reports?
No,
Peter, Dick,
no, they're not set.
Amy, Kevin?
Nope, good.
Okay. All right. How do you want to handle these site plans, Chief?
I have Lieutenant Libertini. He's on the video today.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm going to let him answer to those in case you have specific questions. There's 4 site plans. 2 of them, Ms. Cavagna has asked that we hold off on forming any opinion until she has a little bit more time to look at these.
Okay.
So, Lieutenant Libertini?
Yeah, there's 4 sites. 3 of them were given to me yesterday evening. 9 Good Hill Road and 47 Shelley Road are the 2
Okay.
that Mrs. Cavagna asked to maybe put off until next month.
Okay.
Quickly
Pleasure.
looking at the site plans, they don't appear to be anything outstanding or anything concerning, but it's a little hard to determine exactly where the entry and exit to these places are going to be just based on the drawings.
Okay.
So give some more time to actually go out there during daylight and have a look at it. The one that's of most is the most time pressed, if you will, is 104 Worcester Street. This is pretty much a site expansion for the existing business. It's already there. It's called All Regional Recyclers of Wood. They hired KWH Enterprises to do a traffic study, and they found that the expansion would create up to 5 additional entry and exit trips from the facility daily, Monday through Friday. I think that's negligible. The sight lines remain the same as they're not changing. There's only been 1 accident on that stretch of roadway from where their driveway is to the to the city line with Danbury, and had nothing to do with the facility itself.
Where is that? What's that by?
Cancel.
You know where Campbell is?
Oh,
It's right across the street from Campbell as you go out towards Danbury on Worcester Street.
okay.
It's on your left-hand side. I believe it used to be called Arrow Mulch.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's like right when you go around when they kind of go around the turn.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
if a new actually it is still called Arrow, because now I just look at All Regional Recyclers of Wood is
Ah.
get it? Yeah. I just noticed that.
So where are they putting in the extra egress?
Everything is on site on their current site. They're adding some additional storage and some other buildings and stuff like that. They're just doing a site expansion, and I don't know what parcel they're going into. I don't have the drawings in front of me, but as far as traffic goes, it's not going to. I don't believe it's going to impact anything at all, and it doesn't create any safety concerns as far as I can tell. So-
Okay.
Would it be helpful if I pulled the the site plan up?
You can put it on the screen, you mean?
Yeah.
You can, but
I don't,
there's
for
really
me
nothing.
personally, for this one, I don't need it because
Maybe
Okay.
80 South Street might be helpful if you pull
but I
that
do
up.
appreciate that, Dan. I might like that for another one, but for this one, I know what we're talking about.
Okay.
I did receive a call from Pat Rist. And I guess they're under pressure. And I said, you know, we're going to take it up at our meeting, but I don't see any sightline issues.
No.
But
No, there's no change to the entry, egress, or anything like that. There's no change to that.
Okay. So as far as the police commission says, we have no, everything is fine as far as
Right. That's
their
right.
line of traffic and everything else.
Right.
Okay. So Lieutenant Libertini, you can send that to the planning and zoning?
Yeah, you guys have to, I would assume, make a motion on it that we don't
Yeah.
have any input.
All right.
And
I think that used to be all industrial property at one time. That whole Worcester Street all the way down until they changed the zone to residential and put them condos up on top.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be industrial park. Frank Rotella had an industrial park
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It had water and sewer. Then they came in, they changed it to residential. And when they did that, it created affordable housing in all zones, in the residential zone. That's why you ended up with all them condominiums up on top of the hill. They changed that whole thing from commercial to residential.
Hey,
Okay.
Tony, why don't we
Yeah.
can we review 104 Worcester and then we can decide, because if we can make a motion on both of those, we could maybe
Sure.
make a motion on those
Right.
two and then one motion on the next two for
Sure.
Beth to look at.
Okay, so let's do 80 South Street, Lieutenant Libertini.
80 South Street. This is a site plan for 10 unit, 1-bedroom development. The entry and exit to the development will be on, Taylor Avenue itself. The sight line exiting Taylor Avenue, if you're coming out of Taylor Avenue onto South Street, is sufficient to the east if you're pulling out. However, on paper, it looks sufficient to the left as well. However, I feel if they're going to develop this area, it kind of presents an opportunity maybe for us to make a recommendation to improve.
Is this his computer?
we lost you.
Sight line.
Lieutenant Libertini.
There he is. He's back.
Yeah, I think that's his laptop.
Yeah. Did you lose me?
Yes.
Yeah, we lost you.
Am I back? Can you hear me?
You're back now.
How about now?
Thing you said was that you thought that they should recommend making some changes.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I feel that this is an opportunity if we can make some recommendations to, if they're going to be developing the area, to maybe improve upon the sightline. Do you remember when they were reclaiming the road there and they hit the gas line and it set the telephone pole on fire?
Right.
That telephone pole that caught fire, I don't know how many years ago was this, is still there. They never removed it. They replaced it, but they kept the old one in place right on the corner. That should be removed. And then there's a bush there that restricts your sight when you're pulling out. Not to mention that corner itself for trucks coming off of South Street, making a right onto Taylor. It's very tight there. It might be wise if we recommend changing the turning radius there, so trucks, because it is a commercial zone back there, have a little easier time making that turn. That would be my recommendations. If you had the plan
He's breaking up.
it'd probably be a little bit easier to explain, but
Would you like for me to try to pull the site plan up?
that would be up to you guys if you want to look at it.
I would
Yeah.
be interested in that.
Hey,
Yeah,
Michael.
I think that's a good idea.
Michael, that's just the empty lot, right? It's not the house next to it or anything?
No, if you're pulling out of Taylor Avenue,
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
right-hand side is there's
Here.
we lost everybody.
No, we're all here.
no.
Dion's just sharing her screen with us so
Yeah,
that she
she's
can build
downloading
the site
it.
plan.
it up.
Okay.
Okay.
There's like a barn or there's a house on the right there as you're pulling out.
The house is coming down, right?
Yeah, well here, can you see
Can you see it?
can
Yeah.
you guys can't see my mouse, obviously, but can you see Dion's mouse?
Yes.
Yes.
So Dion, you see the buildings that are right here, these two proposed buildings?
To the left or the right of the screen?
Your mouse is right on one of them. If you
Okay.
if you go to the left, you got the other building. Keep going. And go further to the left. You see the grayed out area?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Taylor Avenue. Okay. So if you come up, the other grayed out area above here, that's South Street. All right.
Up here?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's South Street. So that would be making a right, and if you go to the right, you'd be going towards the railroad tracks. If you go
Yep.
left, you'd be going towards Parloa Park.
Yep.
Okay.
So on the left here, on that corner, there's the telephone pole. They never removed the telephone pole that caught fire. It's still there.
Yeah.
Plus
On Taylor?
on Taylor, yeah. It's
Okay.
at the intersection of Taylor and South.
Okay.
It's actually CLMP pole 93. So
Lieutenant,
anyway,
I can't see show me where the driveway is going to be, if you can.
okay, see the hatched, bring that to the right, Dion.
Yep. Like this?
Okay,
Yeah.
yep. You see that octagonal hashed area
Yeah.
that's below where it says
Yeah.
proposed
All right.
unit 4?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
is the driveway right there.
Okay.
So go down a little bit.
It's like a
down.
beehive, Dion,
Yes.
the beehive.
Looks
Oh,
like
down
the-
here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the proposed entry exit.
Okay. So you're saying, Lieutenant, that if they're coming out there, they're looking to the right, they have the pole and they have the bush.
No. The driveway is fine.
Okay.
However, when you come up to this intersection, so you make a right out of this driveway and you come up to
Yep.
the stop bar right there.
Up here?
Yep.
Yep.
That's actually what you're looking at right there is actually the sewer line. If you look down a little bit, you can see the radius of the sidewalk on the left and the right.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
There's the
On the
hydrant. Yep.
On the left-hand side in gray, you'll just see the end of it. It says CLP pole 93. If you look all the way to the left of your screen.
Yep.
Okay. So
Oh,
right
yep.
there,
I got it.
Right here.
right
Got
there,
it.
there's two telephone poles. One is currently being used and the other is semi-abandoned.
Okay.
And that should be removed, and so
Okay.
should a bush that's on the property there to really
Okay.
increase the size. And my suggestion, or what I think the police commission's suggestion should be to zoning, is to try to get them to possibly change the radius of that curve there a little bit, so trucks that are coming in onto Taylor Road have a little bit easier time turning. 'Cause right now, they got to go way into the oncoming lane to make that turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that sounds great. Like, thank you for explaining that.
Where the hash mark is it? Are they gonna cut that corner out where it's hashed over?
Where do you, where you
Right
looking?
on the corner where it's hashed across. There's lines showing diagonally there. Are they gonna cut that?
I do not.
It hits the corner of the building, the proposed.
Right there.
Yes, I see that. Okay, I don't, that's a great question. I don't know.
Right
what that-
here?
Yeah,
I don't know what that means. That's great if they're gonna widen it there, but I don't think it needs to be widened there. I think it needs to be, well, I guess it could be. Both
Well,
radiuses.
the problem you have when you come down South Street heading for the tracks, rail tracks, the tractor trailers come all the way over to that side to make that turn.
It's
They're
the,
up on the curb.
it's the same problem leaving Taylor Avenue as
Right.
you have entering.
Right, so if they remove that corner,
So it wouldn't hurt if they took off that corner.
It wouldn't hurt if they just opened up the radius of that intersection altogether.
right.
All together, I would do that.
So that would be my recommendation. Whether planning and zoning is going to make them do that, I don't know, but that would be.
Well,
Okay.
I think that's beneficial. If they're asking you for the input, you give it to them and see what they do, you know?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
that is,
Thank you, Dion.
Yep.
Thank you.
that's all I got for 80 South Street.
Okay.
Okay, so we need a motion for 104 Worcester Street and 80 South Street. So we're not going to do Good Hill or Shelley Road till next month.
Okay. So I think do you want to do them as two separate motions, Tony, since we're having two separate?
Yes, I would do two separate motions.
Okay, so I'll make the motion that we recommend the changes as recommended by Lieutenant Libertini for 80 South Street and have him forward that back to them for their consideration.
Okay, but
You wanna
when you
write
do, when you do that, Lieutenant Libertini, you're gonna make that recommendation that they widen that whole intersection right there? So either way, if, like Peter says, trucks can make that turn?
Oh, you're muted. There you go.
I'm sorry. Did you ask me a question? My
Yeah.
screen went completely blank and I just got it back on.
Michael, I would go Amy's recommendation, but also go with Peter Valenti's recommendation on widening
Oh,
that whole intersection right
correct.
there. So it doesn't matter which way a truck is turning, coming into that road, they have adequate space to make those turns.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
commercial zone, that's all industrial zone there, I believe. That side.
But they can't change that whole intersection like that, or no?
Sure they can.
Okay, so Amy, can you just change that and just add that recommendation that they widen that whole intersection right there? Where'd Amy go?
Sure. I mean, I didn't specify the lieutenant's, like, the specific feedback, so I think it can stay general as long as Lieutenant Libertini is adding that to his recommendation.
Don't move.
Okay, so moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and let's do
Worcester Street.
104 Worcester Street. Who wants to make a recommendation? Who wants to make a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we move forward to the planning and zoning as is.
Second that.
Yeah, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, very good. So 80 South Street and 104 Worcester Street are done.
And then
Sorry,
we're
the
gonna
police
table Good Hill Road and Shelley Road to old business for next month.
Correct.
To allow for Beth Cavagna to get more information for us, correct?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Chief Finch, retirement, Barbara Wilson.
Retirement, Barbara Wilson, who's been a 23-year employee, has indicated she wants to retire, which will be July 5th.
Wow.
Are you aware also that Officer Conroy retired a month or two ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you told us, Chief.
Okay,
Yeah, you did, you told us.
didn't recall.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Well, can you give, I don't know when I'll see Barbara. I'm sure I will stop in at Dispatch, but can you just tell her from all of us, job
Sure.
well done, and I hope she enjoys her retirement?
Yes.
And
Okay.
she was
Okay.
always a bright spot to see when you came in. She was always so sweet.
Yeah, she was a good person.
I mean, she still is a
Okay.
good person.
Yeah, I mean, she is. I'm sorry, she is a good
Suffering right
person.
now because she can't. She
I
can't-
take the 7 o'clock mass every Sunday morning at St.
Right.
Mary's.
Really? Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, donations, all you, Chief Finch.
Well, I listed a whole bunch of them for you. I think I gave you samples of most of what I had.
You did.
They
Yeah.
pretty much
Great.
answered themselves. The two top ones were very quick to show up here at the police department to make donations for face masks and gloves.
Yeah,
This came in on over the past month and a half. There's probably more than that, but those are the ones I was able to grab data on and put them on the agenda just to give you an example of what has been happening over the last couple months.
mm-hmm,
That's great.
The last two on the bottom from Officer De Oliveira.
yeah.
Kind of interesting. A very, very nice box of chocolates came into the building. And it had no name on it. We didn't know what it was.
So you
So
all
we-
ate them before he got to them?
Yeah.
Well, when a box like that comes in, I just accept it for the department, and we open it up and pass it around or put it out in dispatch or put it downstairs. So while we're doing that, I had the girls in records run the name and see if there was any reports connected to the name. And sure enough, the report came back on something that Officer De Oliveira had done. So I sent him that letter apologizing that we ate some of his chocolates and left the rest. It was a big box, very nice box.
I thought that this one from Ray Flanagan was pretty awesome.
Yes, that is 99% George Bryce's work. Ray came in to talk to me and tell me what had happened and explain to me. And I
Wow.
said, Ray, hold on one second, Ray. I got the guy that can handle this for you. I got a hold of George Bryce. He came down here to the office, said, yeah, no problem. I'll go over to the mall today, right now.
Yeah.
And I guess he went over and made the guy an offer that he couldn't refuse. So they quickly reimbursed the entire amount of money, and Ray Flanagan was very surprised and very pleased.
Nice.
That was really great work and super awesome. And, you
Nice.
know, shame on the Danbury Mall for allowing a business like that to continue running,
Exactly. We
knowing
got
that they're,
Yeah.
you know,
Very
being
little help.
fraudulent and stealing thousands of dollars from people. And just to turn a blind eye is really disappointing for me to see that.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is terrible. Terrible.
well, George Bryce made contact with the mall security too, and he kind of told them the same thing. It was disappointing. The reaction to it wasn't more helpful.
Right.
So
Exactly. Terrible.
All right. Well, good work to those.
Yeah, good job. All right. Well, all right, Chief's report. Go ahead, Chief.
well, I wanted to kind of see what we could do. I gave this to the captain. I'm going to ask the captain to respond to this, just to kind of bring you all up to date on what's happened here the last couple months and see if it spawns any questions that you might have or concerns. So, Captain Pugner?
Just mute yours.
Hmm?
Just mute yours. All right, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll start with staffing. We got Officer Morris back from her injury. Gotta turn the volume down here a little bit so I don't hear the echo. Officer Holland is still out for an extended period of time in military, at least to the end of the year, if not longer. Officer Idarola is off FTO and on patrol now. I'm sure he's
Nice.
out and about. Officer Freeman finished the academy. Well, almost finished the academy. He's doing some stuff here because he got sent home early because of COVID out of the academy. So we were forced to do a lot of things here. He's got a couple things to go, but he's on regular FTO now and should be finishing FTO about August 15th.
Captain Pugner, do you have two things on? Because when you were on mute for us, I could still hear you, and now you have an echo. Do you have
Yeah,
two?
it's got an echo.
Are you on mute?
It's going to be the same as like when you and Pete were in the same room, I think, last week.
Oh, okay.
He and Chief are in the same area.
Oh yeah, no, Chief's on mute. He's on mute.
How
He's
about now?
on
Is
mute.
that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now
Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
All right, so Freeman is on FTO. Approximate finish date's August 15th. Most of you know LaValle and Perone are now cleared their backgrounds and do go to the academy.
Find the brand on it and take a picture.
See, we have another seat in the academy class, hopefully for the August academy class. And then you heard Chief Finch talk about Dispatcher Wilson retiring.
Yeah.
We're advertising for that position now, and we should have something soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Down a little bit.
What,
How do I turn this down?
Captain Pugner or Chief Finch?
Yes.
What about Officer Dorego and Stretch? Are they back on patrol because of no school? What are they doing?
Yeah, that's actually part of my
Stretch is on
next
the
thing.
call.
What's that?
Stretch is on our call right now.
Hi, Stretch.
Hey, Mr.
One
Berg.
second.
How are you, sir?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Tell your father I said hi.
You could just keep that down for a second.
Yeah, I think that's what my sounds.
All right, we got the chief turned down, so we shouldn't have as bad as echo. Is that good?
That's better.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So-
they're back on patrol, Tony.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering what do you know
Is that
what they do? They just go on patrol now? Okay.
You guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's actually the second part of the thing I was going to get into, operations here. The COVID protocols are starting to wind down. I'm sure I explained some of the COVID stuff we were doing over the last couple months. The SROs have been on the road, and that's helped us tremendously because we've been putting
Good.
the desk around to help screen calls. I
Mhm.
know Stretch can hear me. He's been inside on the desk during most of the days. I know he loves being in there.
Yes, I do.
So with the COVID stuff starting to lift, we're going to get back into doing more regular operations out there, traffic stops, obviously with some added precautions that we didn't have to do before.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Libertini's been doing a lot with the training with the academy stuff, as well as accreditation. We've been throwing a lot because the academy's been shut down between finishing up Freeman and getting these two new guys started. They actually have to train here for at least the first month of the academy.
Wow.
So that's a whole new thing for us. Lieutenant Libertini's been doing that. And in addition with his duties with accreditation, which is very time consuming, he's been doing a lot with that. And Lieutenant Bryce has been handling patrol and the Detective Bureau patrol since Lieutenant Burns has been out. And that's been above normal because of the whole COVID situation. He's been doing a good job with that. So hopefully over the next month or so, we can start getting back to more normal activities. And we anticipate with the weather getting better and people starting to get out and about that things are really going to start getting busy for us again.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, thank you for the update.
Hey,
Yeah,
Steve.
thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve, have you had any issues with Laura Vasile calling in?
I'll call it in the addresses.
Yeah, well, if she has any issues with any of the new turn-ons.
Nothing recently. Today was the first day with the first phase, so I'm sure we're going to start getting more and more complaints like that, Kevin, because, you know, I'm sure neighbors are going to start complaining about neighbors having, you know, get-togethers, and I'm sure people are going to notice, a couple more patrons at a restaurant than maybe should be. So we're going to start having to deal with that a little bit more, I'm sure.
But you don't react unless Laura calls you, right?
Correct. The first course of actions for the health department to deal with it.
Okay.
However, you know, we work with them the best we can to help them out when they need help.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I almost feel like it would have been better if part one just started after Memorial Day. Because it's like this weekend now is a 3-day weekend. It's sunny. They just let the restaurants open. So it's like, it's just, you know, it's just tough. It's a tough weekend to
It is tough.
not have people start to do things.
Okay. Any other comments on the chief's report for Chief Finch or Captain Pugner?
No.
No?
Oh.
Okay. So we forgot one other thing, commissioner comments before we get into executive session. Anybody have, Amy? No? Dick?
Nope.
Any comments? No? Kevin?
Nope.
Peter?
No, not really.
No? Okay. Well, I just have one. See, you all read Chief Finch's email today for the Officer of the Year,
Oh, yeah.
Detective McClintock. So Chief Finch, can you just say thank you, job well done from the police commission?
Oh, yeah. We all met. That was all of our comment. We were just letting Tony
yes.
take the lead on that. That was wrong.
I'm just saying from all of us.
I explained to him that it was a little late coming because of all the virus stuff. We several meetings and ceremonies and other things were getting canceled and changed, and
Right.
so it took a while to make a decision. There was some time for that.
Yeah. But just, you know, when you do see him and whatever, just say job well done from the police commission. He should be very, very proud. Good.
He's done a good job.
Yeah, good job.
I got one question. Alan, the blind plumber, you know Alan, the blind plumber, lives up on Greenwood Avenue.
I know him.
He called me the other day because he's complaining about the noise. People driving by making a lot of noise and stuff. Has he called the police department?
not recently, it has before in the past. And we've, you know,
But he called me and I said, I'll bring it to the commission's attention, but I said, I really have no record on what's going on with you, but he says, loud noise at night, loud motorcycles and all this stuff. He says, and I called the police department. I said, well, Alan, I really don't know, but I'll check, find out what's
Yeah.
going on. That's all.
it's been an ongoing complaint over the last 2 or
Yeah.
3 years with him. And we've gotten specific vehicles. There was a point in time he had a specific car at a certain time,
Mhm.
and we found him and got him, so.
All right.
So so I would think we should tell him if he's having concerns again, he should contact the department directly, correct?
Yeah, I told him that, yeah.
Yeah.
I said I'd bring it to the commission's attention, but I would get back to him. And I will, I'll call him and tell him, hey, notify the police department. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Good deal.
I did what I told him. I told him I would do, so, yeah.
Okay. All right, any other comments? No? Okay, at this time, I would, if it's all right with the commissioners, I would like to go into executive session
All right, then.
regarding, all right, so we would like to come out of executive session. It is now 7:27, Wednesday, May 20th. Okay.
Give me
we're out
just
of
one
it.
second. Just give me a second to invite the others back in. Okay.
Okay. All right, so we are out of executive session at 7:27 PM, Wednesday, May 20th. So regarding the sergeant's promotion and the lieutenant's promotion, Chairman, Commissioner Dick Kolwitz, go ahead, make your motion.
I'd like to make a motion to promote Sergeant Rapper Durkin to the position of lieutenant and to make a motion to promote Detective William May to the rank of sergeant.
I second that motion.
How do you spell May? Is it M-A-Y?
Yes.
Yeah, just like the month.
Yeah. Okay. Peter seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, very good. Good job, commissioners. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Captain Pugly. Any other things anybody want to talk about before Mr. Kolwitz adjourns us? Anything, Peter?
Nothing.
No, Amy? No, Amy said no. Kevin?
When do they're going to be passing the budget? We're going to get to start interviewing for another candidate, or are we just going to take number 4?
Number 4.
When do we get to do that?
We already did it.
Leave yours for a second. So,
Well, that was the third person, though. We didn't.
yeah,
No,
so now the number 4 guy is gonna have a
Sorrentino.
conditional too. We're just waiting for academy seat in August to open up, and hopefully we'll get them all lined up for August.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
second.
Second.
Good
So
night.
moved. Well, that was a very good meeting, folks. Thank you very much.
Stay safe.
Thanks, everybody. Stay
Pleasant
safe.
Good night.
Bye, good night.
Good night.
Idea.